Night went well. Unfolded kind of how we expected. Starting off with Mason Taylor, tight end we've had our eye on, thinking come in and really help us on offense. Young, athletic, really good ball skills, instinctive, has versatility. And then Azareye'h Thomas, another long, athletic, talented press corner, play physical, young, still development there, will come in, add good depth at a position, a premium position. So stuck to the board and feel really good about it.
With tight ends, it seems like it takes them a little bit longer to develop before they can contribute right away, right, for a number of reasons. Is Taylor someone you guys think could day one be like a real contributor for you guys in the regular season?
Listen, I've been around a number of good tight ends, and I don't know if that statement I agree with totally because of the tight ends I've been around. But I tell you, he's a smart man. I mean, the bloodlines of him understanding football, I mean, that stands out. And his ability to block and be a receiving threat is something that stood out on tape. So he's going to come in, he's going to compete, and I think he's going to do a good job for us.
How well did you know Jason today?
Competing against him for the most part. We didn't talk about his son and you know, how good he was. But, listen, I just trust that Jason, like, just in his DNA, put what he has into his son, and it shows up on tape.
How important are bloodlines? You had a brother who played.
Yeah.
Great. What is your overall theory about bloodlines?
Well, it differs. I mean, God makes everybody different. And listen, if you have a brother or a father or whatever that played, the thing is, it's tough not to understand or be around it for the most part. So, and trust me, my brother followed me around everywhere I went. You know, for him going to the same college and end up being to the same pro team, it was outstanding. But to be able to impart that knowledge and be able to get those guys a little bit ahead of everybody else, to me, is one thing that stands out when you have that father or brother ever played.
What was the biggest thing you guys liked about Mason?
His versatility. Like, he could do it all. He can block. He could be a receiver threat. And again, what we just talked about, knowing that his father's played in this league and being able to impart some of that wisdom on him.
AJ, with the corner, he has the size that you were looking for there.
Yeah.
And the stopwatch speed isn't that great. It's like 4.58 or whatever they clocked it at. How does he play his style? How does he compensate for that?
Well, I would tell you this. A while ago, I really start to look at play speed a little bit more than just time speed. And I have a guy last year in Brian Branch. I think he ran like a 4.58 also, but his play speed was like 4.3. And I think everyone knows the way that he played. So just looking at the player and see how they play on the field, like, that's more enticing to me than watching a guy run in underwear at the combine. So football is football, and he plays the brand that we want to play. He's a big physical man, and I'm looking forward to him getting up here and be able to take what he did at Florida State and bring it to us, because that's how we play.
Is that play speed you're talking about? Is that something that you measure, like those GPS chips that they have on players? Is that kind of what you're talking about?
It can, but the thing is just watching the tape. You know, there's a lot of people that they say run 4.5, 4.6, but then when you see them run against 4.3 receivers and they're in their hip pocket, that tells you right there they can run. So I don't really need that to really see a player run. You just watch the tape and that tells you everything you need to know.
Darren, when you came out last night, obviously tight end was high on your mind going into today. Is there an element of kind of holding your breath? Because there were a couple of good guys around, hanging around there. Obviously, you targeted Mason. What's that process like as you're getting closer and whatnot, and hoping he's going to be there? As you said, the board fell perfectly.
Yeah, we felt good about going into the draft in the tight end group in this draft, and felt good about going into the second round. But definitely as it got closer and closer, you are kind of holding tight there, holding your breath a little bit. It got close, but fortunate to have Mason there for us.
Florida State had a difficult season last year, disappointing season. Were you able to glean anything about his character from talking to people down there about how he handled the season?
Yeah, exactly. The people down there that have been around him rave about AZ's character, his makeup, his football makeup, his toughness, and his leadership. So that was definitely an important part of it.
What did he show you guys about dealing with adversity? Because there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, and he seemed to be one of the players there that fought through the bad times and kept performing.
You're right, exactly that. And that's an important trait at all positions, but specifically corner. Because, as you know, you're going to have times where you get beat, but be able to bounce back and kind of battle through the adversity.
What was the approach tomorrow? Day 3 gets a little what's your philosophy going into tomorrow?
We'll meet after this. We'll strategize, look at the board, reset the board, stack it, and then, again, try to stick to the board.
And find good players. There it is.
When we talked to Mason, he seemed a little surprised that the Jets took him. Did you have much contact with him through the whole process?
Yeah, we did. We had a great formal interview at the Combine with Mason. And after that, I mean, we'd people at the Pro Day, but we did not have him in on top 30 or too much contact after that. But we definitely met with him at the Combine. It was all very good.
How important was it for Justin to get a guy like that could be like a little safety valve for him in the middle of the field and things like that?
Listen, we want to surround Justin with just good skill players along with a good offensive line. So anytime you can do that within any offense with any quarterback, man, that's A+. So that's the plan. That's always been the plan. And that's something that we've talked about before. Man, let him be quarterback and surround him with good players.
Take a couple more.
For both of you guys, if I could ask, everybody always thinks their draft is great, right? But when you look at the point to today, could it have fallen any better for you? Do you feel like in terms of the way you went in with your plan? Like where is it in relation to?
Here's what I've learned over my years of being a coach is I don't really look into what everybody said what a good draft is or what a good offseason is and who you got. The thing is we have guys that we feel like that's going to fit this team, and that's all we care about. So we feel like we have a great draft, and nothing else matters to us. And we're going to go out there and coach the players that we have.
What I meant there was like in terms of what you went in as your game plan.
Yeah.
With you guys and everybody else. It seems like from speaking to you last night and today, it's really kind of gone exactly what you'd like.
We feel really good about the way it's unfolded and the players we've been able to add, and we look forward to adding more tomorrow, for sure.
Aaron, with Thomas at the line of scrimmage,
Yep.
he's almost 6'2", 200 pounds.
Yep.
I know you like guys that are very physical at the line. How does he rate in that area in terms of bump and run and press coverage?
It's a reason that we drafted him, because that's one of the things that we look at highly when it comes to corners and how disruptive you are at the line of scrimmage. He was one of the better ones coming out this year. When you just watch him and really study him, man, his hand placement. He has this move of not just a one-hand punch, but he has a two-hand punch that a lot of guys can't do. But he's done that, and he does a good job of it. And to be able to put your hand up there and to be able to release it and be able to run, like those are some of the technical things that you watch that, like, it's something that he just have. And a lot of guys really can't teach that or can't be able to do that. And that's just him. So when you watch him and you see those things, and those things like get you really excited on how he can take this to this level.
Could you do it?
Can I do it?
Is that part of your
Not really. I just said everybody can't do it, but listen, we were two totally different type of players. But man, I'm excited to have this player. He fits the bill of what we want to do on defense, and to be able to have Block get ready to go and coach these guys and get them to develop and do some continue to help his craft is something I'm looking forward to.